Hi, my name is Trishan Mesba. This is a CIS 3367 final project. And for this assignment, Professor Wheeler allowed us to use whatever we want to do as long as we used Solver or VBA. And I decided to use Solver because I thought that it would be more interesting and more fun. And it would be, um, more relatable to me because, well, I thought of making my own business. So these are made up information that I made up. I'm pretty much pretending that I'm a video game owner and I'm making my company is trying to make products for CDs and we're trying to sell them to the public. But I want to make sure I make them at a certain amount without having the employees overwork. And if they do overwork, I'm making sure that set amount of overwork so I don't overspend and the amount of hours it's going to take and the amount of units it will be made that should be made within those hours. So I'm trying to figure out what should I do. So so first things first, I made a chart. I made tables to explain visually explain what I'm trying to talk about. So these are the amount of months that I want them to make the CDs. AD is for adventure unit speed, and FT is fighting units. So adventure games, fighting games. That's what my company is based on, is making my profit off adventure games and fighting games. So if I wanted to make sure that for each, I'm making 10,000 for the first month, 15,000 the second month, and then 10,000 the next month. 5,000 for fighting games, 10,000 for fighting games, and 10,000 for fighting games for February and March. Reason why I did this is because adventure games tend to increase during the second month, but then they decrease the third month. While fighting games increase a little bit, like they increase the first month, they increase the second month, but they stay the same after the third month, and they tend to not go any higher. So, and I also wanted to show you the hours of work to make the CD products. So it's gonna take 3 hours for adventure games and 2 hours for fighting games. It takes about um eight adventure games, 30,000 30,000 hours to make during January. And the way I figured this out is because I times B7 3 hours to B2, and I did it for February and March, so I can get February and March for 45,000 and 30,000. And I did the same thing for B8 to C2, C3, and C4 to show for the months. And then I did regular time. I'm making sure that no one works more than 50,000 hours, and if they do, it's 15,000 hours overtime and no more than that. They can't work more than that, or else I overspend my limit. So this is the product. How much how much money it costs to make a CD. So $6 is every hour it costs to make a CD. $9 if they're working overtime. So here is the solver table that I am using. So production table for adventures is this side, fighting is this side. I pretty much made up the numbers for everything. So for the $1,000,000 is supposed to be like my budget limit. Nothing can be spent more than that. And it's time to show you what Solver can do. So since I'm using a Mac and not a PC, it's a bit more difficult in the sense of how to do it. So bear with me. If you have a Mac, this will be a lot easier to show. So all you gotta do is go to Tools and you go to Excel Add-ins. Once you go to Excel Add-ins, you go to click Check in Solver Add-ins, and you click OK. Since I already have it, I don't need to press OK. And then it should be in Data and Solvers right here. So I will show you guys how it looks. So I'm going to set the object to C24 because C24 is the total cost of the formula. And then the total cost formula is the sum of the product of the production table and cost table. So when I go to the change variable cells, it's going to be pretty much C6 to H11, and then to C12 to H12. C12 to H12 is and C13 to H13 is going to be in the subject constraint, which also I need to also add that it has to be equal, it can't be less than. So if I show you C12 to H12 is equal to C13 to H13, it can't be more or less than, it has to be exactly equal to fit the priorities that I need. And then for the total and capacity, if I show you, it shows I6 to I11. That's so that it doesn't go over. And same thing, it has to be less than or equal to the capacity. So J6 to J11 to make sure that, like again, doesn't go over the capacity. Make sure the unconstrained constrained variable is not a negative, so that I don't get negative number. And I gotta make sure that the 2 is minimum, because when I'm setting the objective, I don't want it to go over the money I want. And once you click solve, you should get this. So pretty much it will show 30,000 for January, 30,000 for February, and overtime only for February, and then March is only 30,000. And if you look at it again, 10,000, 20,000, and 20,000. Nothing went overtime, and pretty much I should be good because my money became the product of my money ended up becoming 975,000. Nothing went over that. $1 million is the limit of spending, so I think I was good. So I want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any questions, you can just comment down below, and maybe I'll hopefully I'll be able to answer your questions. Thank you and have a nice day.